Well, John Coleman, that was eventful. A 2-2 draw. You've won the penalty shootout. You're into the last 16. How pleased are you?
I'm delighted to get through. Both teams made a lot of changes, and it was a cracking game, to be honest. Lots of chances, lots of incidents. I think both teams could have had a couple of pens. I think both teams could have had a couple of people sent off. But it was, it was played in a great spirit, great appetite. You're always going to get that from, from a Lincoln team. Tony's done a great job there, and he's got them. I wouldn't be surprised if we're playing them next season. Put it that way. He's got them. He's assembled a good squad. I think he's refined the game better than what he's learned from last season. So that's why they're more of a threat. They can mix the game up a bit better than what they did last year, and I think that's shown in the results that they're getting. And they've been a handful tonight, and we expected that. But it was, for anyone who's come to watch the game, it was an entertaining game. Lots of chances, lots of action, lots of blood and thunder, but played in the right spirit, no nastiness. Someone had to win on pens, and thankfully it was us. Johnny Markred's got a great record when it comes to penalty shootouts here, hasn't he? So I thought it was a great save from him in normal time, which is ultimately won us the game.
Just how important is that when you know your goalkeeper is such a specialist at saving penalties? Not only does he save one in normal time, but then in the shootout saves two more.
He never saves any of mine in training, to be honest. I don't know why that is, but no, when he calls upon him, when it actually matters, he's good. He's got a good nerve about him. He also takes a mean penalty himself, so he could have been in line to take one sooner than what he thought. I think possibly we wanted to go further in this competition than what Lincoln did, and that's no disrespect to Lincoln how they approached the game today, because I thought they did approach it in a really good manner. But they will feel that probably their cup exploits last year got in the way of them getting promoted. And I know, I haven't done this job so long, that it can get in your way. It can be a distraction, and it can affect your league performances. And they've got one aim, and that's to get promoted. And I'd be very, very confident that they will get promoted, because they're a good side.
You're in the third round of the FA Cup as well as this competition. Do you almost prioritise this one, seeing as you're that close to the final now?
We'll be in the last 128, is it the last 64 as well. Oh, listen, we try and win every game we play, and that will never change while I'm still in charge of a football club, be it this club or any club, and that includes Sunday League. I'm not going to change now, am I? So it's refreshing that you've got two managers in you, or a manager and assistant manager, two brothers who were the same. And if you want to win, you'll try and do everything you can to win. And sometimes that can put people up the wrong way, but as you get older, you get a little bit wiser. But it's difficult to contain your passion when you want to win, and so it's refreshing to see benches who are keen to win. I like that.
Last 16 now. Is the spectre of Wembley looming large? Is that carrot on the horizon more than ever?
Well, we said that last year, and we got knocked out at this stage last year, so you always just try and win your games, and then hopefully you get a little bit there, and all of a sudden it becomes such a distance. Long way to go, yeah.
And just in terms of bigger picture stuff, will it be nice selection problems for the weekend, given that you've made the changes tonight and there've been a plethora of good performances?
Well, just some great performances tonight. Ozzy ran them ragged for big periods there tonight. Pleasing Luke playing in a strange position for him, but he put a good shift in. And obviously Connor. I thought Scotty and Seamus, for big parts, ran the game. And it was a tough ask for Ben and Ross. They haven't played a lot of football, certainly at centre half, and then they're coming up against two big handfuls there. And I thought in the main he coped with them well, and so yeah, it was a good workout for everybody, for us and them. And we scored a couple of good goals. Scotty scored a great goal. I thought Scotty was terrific tonight. I thought Seamus, the two of them complemented each other. Seamus picked up a lot of second balls on the front foot a lot more tonight, which was good, pleasing. And then Jordan's popped up with an absolute dream of a goal to be called. Cheers.